extraordinary strokes for a start from Kapil Dev. The first one, where he chased the ball wide at the off stump, and that one was a one-hander. Fowler beautifully fielded. 150 up. It's a good cricket here this evening.
And the intentions of Kapil Dev pretty clear. Following his captain's instructions, probably get straight on with it, don't hang around too long. It's a beautiful shot. Great save too by out in the deep. Finishing off with a pretty useful return. Norman Cowans again from the Randwick end.
Nicely timed between those two men, and in the end they impeded one another. It was a beautiful stroke.
I could say that was beautifully placed.
Marks to Kapil Dev. That could be safe. It's going to be a good catch if it's taken. Falling between Gatting and Neil Foster out at long off.
So we've seen that happen a lot of times this summer. The batsman going for the big hit and the ball landing safely in between two fieldsmen.
There's a beautiful stroke. Straight into the old member stand. Now then, what sort of answer can David Gower and Vic Marks provide for Kapil Dev? Beautifully thrown. Alan Lamb. That's another one vital to England.
And Sarkar was in trouble right from the moment he took off. Hit it just a little too quickly to Alan Lamb, and it was just a matter of living in hope, hoping that the ball, the throw from Alan Lamb, would miss the stumps. Fielded it nicely, good quick throw, and then Sarkar out by a couple of feet. So two useful pieces of fielding today by the England side. Cowans getting the run out earlier on, and then Alan Lamb getting rid of Ben Sarkar for 43 as India progressed to 4 for 183.
Norman Cowans to Gavaskar. Going wide on the crease. This time it's Kapil Dev sent back. And this time the near misses from the same fieldsman, Mike Gatting. That's a good shot from Sonny. Beautiful shot. One bouncing over the rope. Well, every now and again the little man can surprise you. He is normally lovely stroke maker, hitting the ball along the ground, but that was a magnificent cricket shot.
A little bit over-pitched on that occasion. He seems to overcorrect a little bit. It's a little bit too short at times now.
He goes over the top, this time wide mid-on. Richard Ellison will catch up with it before it crosses the ropes. Gavaskar coming back for 3 and really having to hustle. An edge and on his way. Well taken there by Downton. Quite a thick edge from Kapil Dev as he tried to smash away over extra cover.
Cowans picked up the wicket by bowling that ball very wide. He lowered his arm, it seemed to me, and that was very close to being the wide, but Dev chased it, and Kapil Dev gets a thick edge while Francis Kennedy goes up. So Cowans strikes again, and Dev, the aggressive Dev out 5 for 197. So India's 50s, progressive 50s, 58 balls the first, 152 balls the second. That's the 100 coming up in the 152.
And a bad ball there from Vic Marks, and Gavaskar has put it away. It's 5 for 205.
Gavaskar facing marks.
Norman Cowns. This is around about the spot where he hit the stumps from, but on this occasion, he doesn't pick it up cleanly.
Would foresee that the England batting are capable of scoring 250 against the Indian attack. 46th over being bowled. Still half an hour remaining for the scheduled innings. So England will easily complete their 50 overs in the apportioned time.
Alan Lamb, he covers the ground pretty quickly, and he's a very good outfielder. That's well taken.
That was perfectly judged. Those catches are not easy. The fieldsman moving forward very quickly has a lot of forward momentum. And it's so easy to push the ball out of one's hands as the catch is made. But this time, Lamb taking it very low, lets the hands give. Safe as the house of power. Mahendra Amarnath out for 6 for 2 months.
Tough task for England. Foster's bowled well. He was the man that hit the brakes on early in his 9th overs, only conceded 30 runs. Cowans picked up 3 wickets but conceded 61 runs. Runs are the name of the game. Limited over cricket.
Well caught. Big marks in at short bit on. Roger Binney has gone. That was a good catch. Hit that very firmly indeed.
Full pitch, waist high. Just whipped it off middle and off. Straight to Vic Marks. Swung a bit in the air, probably deceived him a bit. It's a good sharp catch. A valuable one for England. Binney out for 2. And it's 221 for 7.
It's a good fight back by England. The run rate is 4.75. And he's gone, first ball. Foster's on a hat-trick. It was a good catch by Downton. Eight for 221, and Gavaskar might be stranded.
Well, that was a good outswinger. The ball before was a full toss that swung. This one pitched and swung away, and Madenwell chased it, and Downton took a safe, sure catch, and that's a good spell of bowling for Foster. He was the man early, put the brakes on. Now he's broken through with 2 wickets in successive balls. Madenwell out without scoring. First ball, India have slumped now to 8 for 221.
Foster on a hat-trick.
An excellent over from Foster.
Let's go for 2.
Phil Edmonds at gully. Late. Don't know how close that was to him, but it was certainly a late move from Edmonds in the gully. Gower there, a bit concerned.
That's good running by Vishwanath. That's where they needed the men in a few yards on the boundary to make certain there's only the single. He ran that very fast.
That's a good shot.
Fowler's the fielder. And it's very well fielded too. That's kept it down from 3 to 2.
Gavaskar at the wrong end for India. Full pitch, gets that away nicely. Picks up 2 runs. Allison. The final delivery. He's hit it. Sort of high and wide. Fowler really putting in. They're through for 2. The misfields. Coming back for the third. They've been running it together. So he goes out and he's run out. Yes. No finger lifted, but I'm sure he's out. He's out, run out. So it's 9. As we watch this replay, we didn't see umpire Finch put the finger up, and I'm sure it was out by metres. He probably said that's out. Fowler throws the ball. We'll watch this replay. The ball's gathered. It's run out. So 2 runs off the final delivery. 235 for 9. So India have done very well.
Well, that was a great effort by England to keep in the 4th over of the innings. 4 runs on the board without loss. It's Roger Binney coming in, and he's bowling to Graham Fowler. Your commentators, Ian Chappell and Frank Tyson.
It's well placed. Graham Fowler likes the square drive. He'll pick up 2.
And a round of applause for a fine piece of fielding.
Lofted over the infield. Very high shot. And bounces once before it goes into the rope.
The Indian fieldsman under the impression that it didn't carry, and the umpire signalled 2. Now, what an extraordinary decision. I firmly believe that the fieldsman thought that that ball had stopped before it got to the rope, but we can see quite clearly it hit the rope and bounced back. That is as far as the fieldsman thought the ball had got.
The 12th man for England, Jonathan Agnew, has come onto the ground in between overs, spoken to Dick French, told him, I would think that England believe the ball hit the rope and that they're going to probably show him after play. Dick French has made a note of that.
Capeldev bowling to Fowler.
Good shot. Graham Fowler's looked in pretty good touch so far. He's hit a couple of very good square drives. Now that lovely shot off the pads. It's none for 14 after 5 overs.
Roger Binney is the bowler to Fowler.
Once again, nice placement from Graham Fowler. Azharuddin, the fieldsman. And Fowler will retain the strike with a well-run 3. It's none for 19 after 6 overs.
Martin Moxon takes strike to Binney.
Good shot. Beautiful shot, in fact. Moxon on the move there, whipping that angled in-swinger through mid-wicket for 4. That's an excellent shot off the back foot. Stood erect and worked the ball beautifully. 11 overs bowled, no wicket for 33. Fowler 20, Moxon 9. Roger Binney to continue from the members' end. That's a good shot. Beautifully timed. Picked it up going down leg side. Running, and it's holding up, but it'll make it. No, it doesn't. It may run 4. Happy with 3. Not good running there by Moxon or Fowler. The throw was wide. Gone on the arm.
A couple of occasions today that's happened. The batsman had scooped the ball out the outfield, anticipated it was going to go for a boundary, but then just pulling up short of the rope. Graham Fowler then thinking that that was going for a 4, but it didn't. Slush outfield, just pulling it up inches from the rope.
It's in the air, could be out. The wicketkeeper's under. Viswanath making ground. He should catch it. He's there. He does so. And a vital breakthrough for Roger Binney and India. Graham Fowler going to the well once, 2 up and down leg side. Young Viswanath under it. Took a long time to come down. Held the catch and India breakthrough.
That was a tough catch, Bill, even for a man with the gloves on. Fowler once again looking to hit it into the outfield. Held up on him and just a little. Got a top edge, but my, that went a long way up in the air. Viswanath keeping his eyes on it all the way. He called that it was his, and all the other Indian fieldsmen got out of his road and let it go to the wicketkeeper. Good catch. Not easy to take them in the twilight. So Graham Fowler out, and England lose their first wicket at 39 runs.
We look at the scoreboards and an adjustment. The score has just gone up to 42 for 1, so at the fall of the first wicket, umpire Dick French making a change. So the score now 42 for 1. Extra 2 runs to Fowler. Roger Binney to continue to David Gower. Gets an edge and races away through the vacant slip cordon.
Mudden Lull to Moxon.
It's a good shot. Brings up the 50 for England for the loss of 1 wicket. So a very good, steady start by England. They've got a lot of depth. Gower, great player. Lamb. Gatting. Downton. So they've got a lot of depth. Wickets in hand. Good steady start. Beautifully played. Moxon onto the front foot, striking the ball through the covers. End of the 15th over, it's 1 for 54.
1 for 61. The man out is Graham Fowler for 26. Moxon is 21, Gower 10. Still to come Lamb, Gatting, Downton, Marks, Edmonds, Ellison, Foster and Cowan. So it's a good batting lineup. Sivarama Krishnan to Moxon. Good flying sweep there from Gower. Moxon will come back for the third, and that's good running. Ravi Shastri to Moxon. Put him down. He didn't really get up very high for that. Sunil Gavaskar, the skipper, it was the last desperate leap.
So I think he slightly misread that. The ball was an attempted whip away, front edge, and Gavaskar, who's a very short man, eventually tried to go after it, but it wasn't after. It seemed that he didn't really pick it up. Martin Moxon playing the sheet anchor role in the England innings, 34 from 68 balls. Gower scoring very steadily there, mostly in singles. His 24 has only included 2 twos and a 3. The rest have all come in singles. Sivarama Krishnan now coming around the wicket to the right-hander. And he's got point pretty square. There's quite a big gap behind the wicket. And the full toss just being hit wide of the mid-wicket fieldsman. And a direct hit there on the stumps would have had Gower in trouble. As it was a direct hit on Gower himself.
It's on what is normally called the funny bone, the elbow funny bone, but I'm sure that David Gower sees nothing funny in that blow. He would have been about a yard adrift had that ball hit the stumps.
And just to show that that he is human, he puts down a cordon bolt. I was about to say he hasn't got hands like a sieve. This could be out, and this time there hasn't been a mistake made. And it's Vengsarkar at deep mid-wicket, and Gower really must wonder what he's got to do to get out of this trot that he's been in for a while now. Moxon dropped on a simple catch. Gower taken on a difficult one.
But Gower unlucky insofar as it was a rankful toss that he hit straight down the throat of Vengsarkar at deep mid-wicket, and Sivarama Krishnan knows just how lucky he is. David Gower, how unlucky, out for 25, 2 for 94.
Sivarama Krishnan to Moxon.
And another let-off, stumping on this occasion. Moxon stranded there, and that was a bad miss by Vishwanath.
was angled across the right-handed Moxon and spun further. And surely Vishwanath should have known that the angle and the spin were really going to carry that ball very wide indeed. He didn't make enough allowances. His body wasn't behind the ball. The run rate currently 4.03. Now require 5.45. Still plenty of wickets in hand.
Moxon looking for 2, and he'll get it comfortably.
Sivaramakrishnan to Lamb.
So they seem quite content to just push 4 or 5 singles and over, pick up the occasional 2 with both the spinners operating.
Sivaramakrishnan to Moxon.
And he's got him this time. 3rd time lucky as far as the Indian fieldsmen are concerned. Martin Moxon, thank heavens, says the young man, I've hung on to one. So after all, he hasn't got hands like a sieve.
Well, he really does seem to be a specialist in this court and bowl department. Because he's done it again, and by my estimation, that makes about 3 court and bowl chances he's taken so far in this World Championship of Cricket. And Martin Moxon's luck runs out. 3 for 130.
And he's bowled in. Well, it was only a question of time. He really has had Ram all at sea out there, and that's magnificent bowling by the little fella.
The wicketkeeper says it all at the back of the hand. Young Sivaramakrishnan showing his class here tonight against a man who's been a thorn in many a side, Alan Lamb. A fine player, but he couldn't pick him. Persistent one, he bowled him 3 runners in a row. Here it comes out the back of the hand. He tries to sweep it, gets over the top. It spins back and takes the off stump. And what a wicket. Well deserved and beautifully bowled. And Lamb departs. And England in a little bit of trouble now. Losing Lamb. It's 4 for 126. That's the situation. Fowler, Moxon, Gower and Lamb depart.
Oh, and the big clock behind is gone. Well, they really are in trouble now. Getting, who was a very useful player, especially when the chips are down, going to force up the back foot there, big edge, and Shastri this time struck.
Well-deserved wicket. He's bowled beautifully both in Melbourne and Sydney. That was the arm ball to come on a bit quicker, getting Rookie to hit square, and he breaks for a good clean catch and a vital wicket. And England in trouble, getting out for 7-5 for 126.
Batsman Sivaramakrishnan, he's completed his 10, 3 for 39. Shastri, he's just started his 8. His figure's 1 for 26 at the moment. Oh, well done. He's given him out. Stump. The keeper's in it again. Little Vishwanath. Have a look at that. Whips the Wales off, and the Indians round now really have got this game wrapped up.
What a fine piece of cricket. Beautifully bowled and well stumped. The left arm spinner getting the ball to turn away from the right-handed batsman. Vishwanath had him up like greased lightning. He just went forward. He went forward just out of the crease. The foot was lifted, and that was a beautiful piece of work. No hesitation at all from the umpire. He comes forward past the batting crease, drags forward, off they go, on the line, he's out. Beautifully done. Vince come onto the ground at 6 for 130. This game not over yet, but certainly they're hot favourites now. They're right on top of England. A spirited display with bat and ball.
Again, the ball run away fine. Time by Downton. Comes back for the second. Because these two have played against each other, or with each other a lot. They both played for Middlesex. And Gavaskar out there, forever cool.
They're not going to win this match unless they start hitting 1 or 2. That plus the fact that they're running out of wickets, they've really got a problem.
And they might have run out of porridge in England. One played backward a point. Either that or all the curries they had in India have lost their strength. They're in trouble out here against the Indians. 6 down for 137.
And there's another one. The ball places to hit a rank long hop and square cut it straight into the hands of Point. That, for England, must be very close to the end.
Well, India fielded very well against Pakistan the other evening, and they're continuing in that good vein this evening. Every chance that seems to be coming their way seems to be taken in these last 20-odd overs. So good sharp catch there by Shastri, giving Kapil Dev his first wicket, and England slumped to 7 for 142.
Shastri to Edmonds. This really is a good night for those who like watching spinners in action. Once again, the classic dismissal. The ball just floating in from outside the right-hander's off stump. Pitching, turning away for the stumping, and Phil Edmonds has gone.
It's also a good night, Richie, for anyone that likes a wicket-keeper to be in action. His fourth dismissal this evening. That was a good take. That spun, kicked a little, but he was across there. Did Phil Edmonds pretty easily. So Ravi Shastri, not to be outdone, he sneaked in for 3 wickets also. So England in heaps of trouble, still needing 92 runs to win.
Oh, well caught. Standing up to a fairly quickish bowler. And very neatly taken indeed. Vishwanath again, 5 he's picked up in this innings. Great night the Indians are having. They've batted well, they've fielded beautifully. Wicket-keeper has done well.
What a great take standing up to the medium paces. That moved off the seam quite a bit. Got a good healthy edge and isn't he elated? He's had a tremendous night, the young fellow behind the stumps. That was a big nick. He was across there and not easy to take when he's standing up. So England in all sorts of trouble now, 9 for 146, still needing 90 with just 1 wicket in hand.
Mutton Lowell is the bowler. Safely caught. End of the match. Victory by 86 runs for India, and that is a great performance by them. Great performance. 235 for 9, and that last stroke bringing victory by 86 runs for Gavaskar's side. Well, it's not a case